underway. Trey defensive bag. Shooter in the league. Three-word for the Warriors.
Constantly in practice every day.
How they wind up. Nice pass. Derek Jones Jr. steamrolls. Gold medal game. Melton for October 23rd. Zoo sweeping on the corner for three.
Easily.
Curry stumbles inside. Better finish by Zoo. We had a courtside view of that. And I'm down the lane, off the window, not there. As Kuminga misses short. Top, we go from the ground. He has really been fouled by the second. He may have. Oh, well, here in the summer, Kuminga, which is from Harden to Zoo. Will be further about Brown in his summer. Where they won a gunner. They're all regular season home games in the wall. Kuminga, fit record a year ago. Nice, some steam here. Tough shot by Powell.
To take that shot as he was
last year with a back injury. And inside to Zoo. And you can see we've always wanted to have Zoo
hold off the defender with one arm.
Kuminga in the corner for three. Another look inside to Zoo. And we saw him. Curry in and out. Round Kuminga to the rack, reverse layup. Oh, fan base very happy. Nice deflection. 24. The Clippers will be in some good hands.
To make him feel so good that he wants.
And grinds his way to the rim, but a couple.
So it's one of the things that the staff.
The arc, which is not a normal thing. He's been a ski picks up man. We'll talk about the gems here. Rises for three. In the corner, left alone for three. Here, Buddy Hield never shy to shoot.
Pressure that shot.
Harden for three. One thing that made leadership was really a stand
to interact with the coaching staff.
For three. Fires a three. Oh, he's done it. Mad Wonder Jr. Peyton Jr. in the corner rolls, catches, beats the buzzer. Zip Camp inside to Kai Jones.
Well, that first step he blocked.
Looney gets Porter Jr. smothered by a couple of. What's the record? What the record is for most? Walt Bellamy plays season games for Walt Bellamy is the MVP. Highworth there ahead to Peyton Watt. Off. Awkward shot fouled by Pajem. Off the floor, a -1. Lets it fly. And it's in, and he takes it to the rack.
So on each side, after getting
the defensive end deflects it off Anderson. Good. Side step three offline.
Tino Mobley and Craig Smith all in school, but on the basketball court.
Guys got active here in the in favor of Golden State, but they find. You look at the depth for three. Bump going up, no whistle, can't get three for three. That has sunk the Clippers ship on more than one occasion of the Clippers kind of napping.
Get to the free throw line.
Highland, tough shot. We're just excited that basketball is to see a basketball game there. The
set up from the free.
Pulls up from the foul line and a nice.
There's an open look.
Nice shot there by Curry. Good look at a 20-foot.
Your point guard and Towns step by. We'd go down 10 less minutes. No longer was his team. There's a
huge pay cut as Norman Powell season game. How about this play? Wow. To shoot. Powell never needs the encouragement. By Harden gets around to the rim and in. A runner from the free throw. 6:17 to play here in this first with the Warriors. He'll be there. Green, guys that at the end of their careers here goes on. Peyton to Kuminga.
It's a corner spotting up for a three. That
lobs it to Zoo. Three in the corner for Melton. Many thought he was a risk. It was going to be gifted to the point.
Buddy Hield, the Anthony Melton. So we'll worry about development.
Derek Jones Jr. in the corner for first. James Harden doesn't seem to care. Is there a sense of
do you want to do it to make the pass? There's the big man.
Want it in. He is thinking of.
See the Clippers extending their defense.
Tries to create the contact.
Green, and the defender tried to. I didn't know what else to say though.
Little rant of yours here. Oh, a nice move. Great foot. To the races. Podziemski gives chase. Podziemski. Great block. Anderson in the corner for three. In and out. Back pedals. Flings up a three.
Every drill, each of the
playing when the season is not in session. Missed the playoffs.
Tough.
Powell knocks it down. Hield years. Anderson for three.
By and then set up the big man on.
I mean, just checking in. rookie for the. Jackson Davis sets the screen for Moody.
It just seemed like he was better than
Anderson. Tough runner, tough spacing with Jackson Davis.
Green under the screen, switching up.
Harden.
It was a little bit higher than what you mentioned.
Back to Moody for three straight away. Well, I think it's going to be difficult. I will go back to the.
There's Norm Powell goes to the bucket.
Well, the defense has been 10. 20 of them are off of Clippers.
Third quarter.
For fans who would domeclippers.com.
Him out. And you see Brown there.
Talked with Lawrence Frank before the ball here in the first game of the put up the ball. Gave Amir Coffey getting his outside for Coffey. The three.
Bigger and stronger.
Pajemski and awkward shot.
Catch it and dunk it or catch it and lay it off.
Brown attacks to Moody. Such a corner for three. Again, I mentioned that earlier. Best shape of his life as Pajemski.
Ounce. That ball touches his.
Hit a three earlier. This one is short. A short-lived stay with us that year.
Our crew from last year, but to get a new line and guys the team. As he say, I think he's a role like. It's not easy. And better player this year.
If you feel that on your end at this time,
And I don't think people like. I think we had a chance to play at least 10 we can play in this team. They still got.
and even now, Jeff Van Gundy.
The net coach for chance to have him on the bench with us is great. Against the U.S. for sure, but
Going to be more active on Twitter.
yeah, she's happy and she of the Clippers family as well.
Neat two-man lineups. They involved Nicholas, but
Answer ready about.
as you could, it was ultimately the dagger. Jordan Miller getting his first. As this kid can really in summer league really struggle. This year has some NBA skills.
Well, he got the opportunity in the break. The finish.
About Jordan Miller as his preseason goes up 58. All those turnovers. Cam Christie for three. Welcome to the family, Cam Christie. What footwork by Highland. Bones that sacrificed all of rotation. That have way to Bones Highland. Ahead to Christie. Whistle foul on the floor. 3 points of the season. And this year for Highland. Hesitates on the three. Launches a transition three. Oh, Looney. No. Rebound. Tough shot for It is ours. It is incredible. Pretty for the Clippers. With all 19 of his available players. Ty Jones wrapped up on the winter season than he did a year ago. Back in 2022,
He's a good defender.
Steve Kerr shotgun with Steph Curry.
High volume. They shot almost.
Nice move. The floater. Crawl. Put in the work. It's just now a self-aware. Spencer for three. Darling lays it.
And I know, Brian, you get pumped.
Highland hanging
Thank you.
inside. Post good from above the arc. Waters a deep three. It is good. Into post. Floater is good. Work in as well, helping kind of Christie. A guarded three. Dumps it back to Kai. Rowe in the corner. No. I think that's what that was. Jones on the inbound. Batted around. Goes back to Dennis. Dribble, giant strides, hangs, having to kind of work in the margins. They're trying to. Moody. Do is get athletic and defensive minded. It'll be built around defense of Paul George's caliber. It's an incredible story. We'll tell it as in the starting lineup on a team that made it all game. Spencer fades and fires. Rowe. Arenega's father. University that our time in Seattle. And
I know what you're saying.
it is. All right, let's hope it happens soon. But right there. Williams inside. Trying to figure out a place that fits. Bouncing around for years before.
Be a 12, 14.
2-3.
You got to make them.
Water. Muscles his way to the rack, up and down. Even in a game that doesn't appear to be physical.
Tip, drops it in there.
In and out. Post tries to tap him. Darling for three. Oh, Knox tries to retaliate. Drives on post, uses his brawn. I think that's definitely, in fact, one of his first games was
Draft camp for college.
Chicago was great. 2:45 to play. Floor.
Coming out of that time.
In Oceanside, just 7. And we'll be back on the air on Friday.
Waters has played with.
Tries to retaliate, spins off. Corey Waters for the lead. Brown for three. Yes. Well, basketball live. Mid-range, short.
Post can shoot the ball. The big man who might
Not going to get it off.
perhaps for Kobe Brown play.
Miller is fouled.
Three-point line.
Offline. Rebound out of...
You said Waters would take.
Got to limit these turnovers. Aloha.
Well, the defense has been 53 points. Golden State has scored. 20 of them are off of Clippers.
It's a rebound starting off this third quarter.
For fans who games in the wall at Intuit Dome, Clippers.com.
That's your man. You've got to block him out. And you see Brown there down for Golden State.
I talked with Lawrence Frank before the ball every single night. Not doing that here in the first game of the Clippers. And we saw open up the ball game. Amir Coffey getting his up and down like a pogo stick. Brings it back outside for Coffey. The three.
The muscles of that body just looks bigger and stronger.
Podziemski and the awkward shot.
Then decide whether to catch it and dunk it or catch it and lay it off. Good at getting above the rim.
Brown attacks. Podziemski gets into the paint, lobs it back out to Moody. Such a confident. Kobe Brown in the corner for three. Again, I mentioned that early season, really worked on his body in the best shape of his life as Podziemski
Not hesitating 1 ounce. That ball touches his.
swings it to Coffey in the corner. Hit a three earlier. This one is short. Kygo
Yes.
with the Clippers. A short-lived stay with us that year.
Some guys, like great guys from our crew from last year, but to get a new line, try to move the ball, play defense very well, and guys the team. I mean, you know, I think, as he say, I think he's been a leader for us. I think he knows his role. Like, you know, it's not easy. It'd be better for him to be an even better player this year.
It's a lot of heart, a lot of hustle. Do you feel that on your end at this
Today, but you got to pay attention to it sometimes. And I don't think people like, and we had like every night. Well, I think we had a chance to play at least 10 up every night, but I think we got like a lot of guys we can play in this team.
Presents to other teams.
You know, they still got
assistants in the past when you were here and even now. Jeff Van Gundy.
not ready. You know, I think he's been a net coach for like obvious for a very long time. To have a chance to have him on the bench with us is great. The run we had, and we end up short against the U.S. for sure, but I think
Excited that you're back or that your wife is going to be more active on Twitter. Pro active service here with the Los Angeles Clippers.
I mean, yeah, she's happy, and she, as a family, like we're glad to be part of the Clippers family as well.
Nico, or the 5-man lineups, 3-man lineups, 2-man lineups. They involved Nicholas, but
Was he quick to have that answer ready about
but Batum guarded that shot as well as you could. It was ultimately the dagger. His third quarter. Jordan Miller getting his first plays. He just makes plays. The Czar says this kid can really have success is incredible. Last year in Summer League really struggled. This year you were making those remarks that this guy really has some NBA skills.
Well, he does turnover being forced right there, and the opportunity in the break to finish with the finish.
We'll talk about Jordan Miller as his preseason goes on. Warriors out in front, 66-58. All those turnovers. Kai Jones pinned beneath the net. Cam Christie for three.
To be a shot maker, and he made that one.
Welcome to the family, Cam Christie.
Took away the shot opportunity for the Clippers.
What footwork by Highland. Harden was brought in. It was Bones that sacrificed all of it. He ended up being out of the rotation. Beekman throws it away to Bones Highland. Ahead to Christie. Whistle foul on the floor. 3 being in that rotation at many points of the season. And make the best of it. Perhaps that could be this year for Highland. Hesitates on the 3. Gets it ahead to Christie. Launches a transition 3. Oh,
You shoot it.
Looney. No. Rebound. Tough shot for Not going to believe it is ours. It is incredible. He can shoot it. Number 30 for the Clippers. Quicker did tell us he plans on playing all 19 of his available players, the Hawaii. Kai Jones wrapped up on the way. Andrew Wiggins is going to have a much better season than he did a year ago. We're title contenders and winners. Back in 2022,
They said one of two things. He's a good defender, or
the Warriors middle of the pack defensively. Steve Kerr lineup is in question. Who's going to be running shotgun with Steph Curry there?
When you talk about high volume, they shot almost
Fourth in the league in attempts. Miller, nice move. The floater crawls at this level is the question. He's put in the work. It's just now a win. Very kind, very self-aware. Spencer for three. Third. A deep three for Bones. Darling lays it. And we are lucky to be on KTLA.
And I know, Brian, you get pumped.
Then you know it's a real game. Here's Highland hanging inside. Thank you. Virginia. Witten post. Good from above the arc. Dennis out there for the Clippers. Lindy Waters a deep three. It is good. Christie chased around by Waters. Rowe into post. Floater is good. Guys like Dennis and Darling, they're putting all the work in as well, helping kind of. Christie, a guard at three. Tuesday, the Clippers. Here's Dennis. Dumps it back to Kai.
what tremendous athleticism.
Rowe in the corner, no. Might have been a lob to Jones. I think that's what that was. Jones unable. Darling at the iron, not there. Rebound batted around, goes back to Dennis. Jones, one dribble, giant strides, hangs. And, you know, with the Clippers now having to kind of work in the margins, they're trying to. Moody, him. And so what they needed to do is get athletic and defensive-minded. Clippers have given themselves a shot every night. It'll be built around defense. He bounded well from losing a player of Paul George's caliber.
That's a pretty darn good player.
It's an incredible story. We'll tell it as last year. Finds himself in the starting lineup on a team that made it all stock in the first preseason game. Warriors get the second effort. Spencer fades and fires. Rowe for Jay Larinaga's father, University. I'm hoping that our time in Seattle, and
I think I know what you're saying. It
is, and it's been far too long since we returned. Let's hope it happens soon. Great assistant coaches, two of them right there. Williams inside, that's not the question. Trying to figure out a place that fit. Great run with the Mavericks after bouncing around for years before.
Do something special, meaning be a 12, 14.
Dennis catch and shoot three.
If you're going to take a bad shot, you got to make them.
Waters. Now drives down the lane, muscles his way to the rack, up and down. How physical that game is inside, even in a game that doesn't appear to be physical.
See if he controls his tip, drops it in there.
Waters. Knocks the floater in and out. Post tries to tap it, gives to Brown. Darling for three. Oh,
he makes threes.
Knox tries to retaliate. Brown drives on post, uses his brawn.
Ball. He could play 5 spot.
I think that's definitely. He got into the rotation early on. In fact, one of his first games was.
But you know, Brian, the draft camp for college and try out for their teams.
Chicago is great. Rebound. Clippers lead by 4, 2:45 to play. Whistle and a foul on the floor.
Coming out of that time.
Diego and open up a new arena in Oceanside, just 7. And then we'll be back on the air on Friday from Seattle.
Waters played with.
Darling tries to retaliate, spins off. Coben with 2 minutes to play. Don't need the three. Waters for the lead. A pick and a pop. Brown for three. 10 for 47. Yes, Welton. 40 turnovers. This season, it's just great to see NBA basketball live. For Darling, 10 to shoot. Mid-range, short.
Remember, post can shoot the ball. The big man who might.
Not going to get it off.
You got a one-on-one coming up, perhaps for Kobe Brown. Back into the low post. There's the one-on-one play.
Miller is fouled.
You know you have to take away that three-point line.
Drives, elevates, offline, rebound out of.
My partner, you called it. You said Waters would take